sometime after October 7th, one of the arrested Palestinians is brought to an Israeli hospital with 7 broken ribs and a tear in his anus. Since this is an unthinkable emergency in Israeli society, a doctor immediately writes a report about what happened to the patient. The military prosecutor's office immediately tracks down the people who did it and begins to press charges, opening up a case that our soldiers have turned out to be war criminals. They tortured a man here, they beat him, and they, raped him. The defense lawyers are now arguing that the man inserted a phone into his own rectum, as is often the case among inmates, to hide it, and the phone started ringing. It's clear that the case is murky. I'm afraid this is one of those cases where we will never know the truth. I'll explain why in a moment. For example, it's completely unclear who this person was, because one side says he was a high-ranking terrorist, and the other says he was just some random passerby, a Palestinian who was arrested for some reason. In any case, the military prosecutor's office becomes extremely agitated about this, and naturally it causes a major rift in Israeli society. Because, as I've said, people tend to stand up for their own, and there are a number of people who say that whatever happened to this Palestinian, he got what he deserved. The other side says, no, gentlemen, we are people here, not beasts. We differ from the Palestinians in that this is not acceptable in Israel. And I will say right away that the very fact that this discussion exists, regardless of the motives of the military prosecutor's office, is a high indicator of the maturity of Israeli civil society. Because for Israeli civil society, what happened is an absolute emergency that requires investigation, unlike in the Russian and Ukrainian armies.